Welcome back, Jiggins and Jigginettes.
Hey, it's us.
Jinjos and Ginginettes.
You're getting really close to saying slurs. And I know you're enjoying it because
Slurring my
that's just
words.
the kind of person you are. No. It's not about slurring your words. You just want to say bad things about good people. I don't know why. Whatever, dude.
Who's the good one here?
Who's the good one? Good cop, bad cop? No cops.
Welcome to Memory League. On that note.
We might be fucked up right now. Neither of us are drunk. Neither of us are high.
We're just leaking brain fuel out for everyone to see.
It's just liquids dripping onto the
We're
floor.
talking about games, talking about the industry, talking about gamers, talking about everyone, talking about ecstasy.
He did that on his own. What's your fucking name?
My name is Benjamin, Excite Bike to Benjamin.
And my name is Geron.
You okay?
Geron, Famicom Geron. All right.
Family computer Geron?
Yeah, family computer Geron. There you go.
All right.
I didn't say my last name, did I?
No.
Good. Okay. I know I've said it fucking before, but yeah, all right.
Who knows if Pedro left it in?
Pedro does shit like that sometimes. I don't really listen to these as soon as they come out, they're for you, the people, the 5 people.
The people's content.
The people's champion.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know, man.
What have you been playing?
What I was thinking. What
were you thinking?
I was just thinking, but I never came up with anything. So really, all that's on my mind is
streaming.
No. I really don't want to talk about that. Really do not want to talk about that right now. All
right, we'll let that one simmer a little bit longer.
Not even simmer. We're just not going to talk about it.
We'll just see what happens.
Fucking, but, Siggins, it's time. It's time for the reckoning.
Ooh.
You gamers.
I'm ready.
No more obsession.
Lay it on me.
You all need to loosen up, have some fun, stop worrying, and definitely stop listening to white dudes on YouTube about your favorite hobby. And let me explain why. I'm going to explain it in a short, concise way. And when I say that,
I
that
feel
means
like you're
I might have an
targeting
hour.
this at somebody in particular.
It's not targeting anyone in particular. It's targeting the amount. Sometimes I'm just perusing YouTube looking for some videos about the fun thing that is video games. And typically the people that are making these videos are white dudes sitting in their fucking bedrooms or in their little studios they've made.
Sideshow Bobs.
Yeah, talking about some things that they think they know enough about, but aren't going to be asked to do the research about. And I'm not saying that's every single one of them. And I know it sounds like I'm singling out white dudes. And in this case, I'm doing so mainly because that seems to be the only voice talking about this shit in that space.
Which shit?
Huh? Just games, dude.
I mean, there's more than white dudes.
There's more than white dudes, but it seems like they're the prevailing voices. You know what I mean? Tell me of a voice that isn't Radical Reggie. No, I'm kidding. That's for Paul.
Sanat and Sneeko.
No, fuck those 2 pieces of dog shit.
Wait. No. Sneeko's not. I was talking about. Speed, right?
Speed, but
Isn't
he's
that
not.
one?
Yeah, but he's just a loudmouth fucking. Like.
No, you're talking about like video essayists?
I'm talking about anything. Yeah, video games and like learning about them, like the history of them, blah blah blah, all that kind of shit.
I want more Tim Rogers content.
See, I think
more action button.
I think we only need that from him.
I know.
We don't need that from anybody else.
We're not even getting that from him.
What we're getting are people that are making 4, 5, 7 hour videos about some niche random bullshit because they think anyone cares to listen to that much of what they have to say about it. And a lot of the time the info is either wrong. A lot of the time the info is coming from a singular perspective, which I can't blame them for. That's the only perspective they have. But the problem is that everyone starts to think this is the right thing. Let me tell you this one. I've probably brought these motherfuckers up before. The fucking Game Grumps.
Yes.
Aaron Hansen, he's goes by Ego Raptor or whatever, made those videos about like sequelitis, whatever. And one of them was about Ocarina of Time. And his complaint was that the combat was all like the game is all about waiting. And I'm like, man, I've probably brought this up before in a different context, but it's like, dog, no. Have you ever been in a fight before? Yes, because as far as I understand, you take martial arts classes. It's not, fighting is about waiting. Having a sword fight is about waiting for an opening and taking the opening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why are people just listening to a voice like that saying that and what not like someone who knows who lives a different kind of life where their life isn't just surrounded by video games, because people that do that don't talk about games. And why would they?
Different
games
points
are
of
bullshit.
view, different backgrounds, different contexts.
So you end up with a bunch of fucking nerdy white dudes talking about the shit, and a lot of the time it devolves into why does Joanna Dark's jaw have to be this big? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you wasting time with that? Why are you wasting anyone's time with that shit? No one wants to hear that. No one cares. It's bullshit. We know you haven't seen anyone Peach Fuzz on, what's her name? On Aloy. Fuck off, dog. It's not a beard, you fucking moron. Just because you can't grow one doesn't mean she has one, you fucking weird bitch.
I imagine that's also why they get upset about DE&I.
Oh, yo, that every time I see people
because there's so many scrawny white dudes that don't know what they're talking about fighting for the same sort of point of view.
Yeah. It's like,
and then when people come in with a different point of view, it's like, oh, DE&I over here.
DEI. Diversity.
It's like, no, dude,
what
it's just a different viewpoint. That's all it is. It stands for diversity, equity and inclusion.
Yeah. And it's oftentimes you get the voice of somebody who just can't believe that white dude isn't the default. This game came out, white dude ain't default. Oh, this is DEI shit. Fuck you, dude. Fucking let a black woman take the fucking head roll. Let a fucking Vietnamese man take the head roll in this fucking game, movie, whatever.
I imagine that's kind of got to be the only reason why, is because of this like overprevalence and overpopulation of that kind of voice. Like if you look back in the early 2000s,
go ahead.
There was a shit ton of like not white dude point of view, like looking at shit like Afro Samurai or whatever.
Well, yeah, that stuff existed. Yeah,
like characters doing shit out of context because it's cool and because there's different points of view.
Yeah,
and nobody batted an eye. But there also wasn't like a lot of YouTube channels that had the voice that they have today.
Yeah,
the
I'm
amplification power.
That's the thing. I'm sure that there were plenty of people like, why would I want to watch this black shit when I need something made for me? Like, motherfucker, all this shit's made for you typically. Even the fucking things from the East, even the Eastern stuff is like recoded to make it seem like it's about you.
For the white male gaze.
Fuck weirdo. But and these dudes like went from being just enjoying the shit to going on to these platforms where they can talk about it, to understanding that the only way they can make money is by, the quote unquote grift. You know what I'm fucking saying? That's fucking annoying as shit, dog.
Even the big fucking devs,
Yeah, it's just like
Grums or whatever his name is.
That fucking
coming from World of Warcraft, and then you got fucking Jaffe coming from God of War.
Yeah,
like with some of the worst takes you've ever heard in your goddamn world.
Going back and looking at fucking the original God of War trilogy is really funny because it's very like teenage boy fantasy. It's like, man.
It's also funny because I actually think he's like forgotten what he even made the games about, because it is teenage boy fantasy, but there is actually like a compelling point, which is that like he hates himself.
Yeah, he hates himself. Exactly.
Like he's not doing it to be cool.
He's not a good dude.
Even Jaffe came back and be like, "Oh well, in my day, I made God of War cool, not a crying sad boy."
We don't make games about dads.
Like, dog,
what the fuck?
Like killing himself in the very first scene of the very first game.
Yeah, he's literally. But see, to some people, that's the edgy like, "Oh, life sucks, bro. I'm just like him, man. Life it ain't for me, dude. Life ain't for me, so I'm gonna go killing everyone, baby. You know what I mean, man."
I do.
And I mean, he's covered in his own ash. His ashes, even the ashes of his family, of
his wife and child.
That's what makes him stark white.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Not his fucking natural skin color.
So look, I've said this before. I don't think white dudes are evil inherently. I've never said that. I've never believed that. But, oh shit, he said, but no, not what you think. I think a lot of media conversation leads these dudes into spaces that turns them into makes them believe the world is against them.
Yeah.
And even if it's in major ways where you get people who really are like, oh, we can't have black people here. They're going to overrun replace us. No, for some people, it really is just, oh, I guess this game isn't for me now. Like, bitch, man, it doesn't.
Perpetuating self-victimization is very profitable.
It's very, it's like, it's not that the game isn't for you. It's just that it's about someone else. Imagine.
It's still for you, which is funny as shit.
Yeah, maybe even more so. Maybe you could learn something from this game that was made by people that aren't exactly the expectation, expected, the kind of people that you think they are, whatever.
Yo, they made Samus a girl? That's fucking DE&I as hell.
Oh, no.
Where are my boys
Where
at?
my boys at, my man? Only boys should be kicking ass, not girls.
Fucking corny. But look. I was gonna say something and I lost it, and I'm
no,
mad.
it's because
I'm really
the reality is.
Tell me.
The majority of gamers and frankly, people in the West are straight white males. They are the majority.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I feel like I'm sure.
I'm not sure about that. I think that's a fallacy.
Census demographics.
I think that's a fucking fallacy that's been propped up by various factors that I probably can't name off the top of my head right now. But I think that's not even true.
Oh, really?
White dudes they're not the majority. They're just the loudest voices. They make themselves sound and appear like the majority, especially by using the word majority to describe themselves.
I think majority might not be the right word, but largest demographic.
Even then, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe the most profitable demographic for a lot of fucking reasons, but not. I can't imagine them being the largest demographic by themselves. Maybe
who
like
would be?
Not combined. Not when the other ones combined, but I don't know.
I mean, it might be white women.
I mean, who knows? Yeah.
But in terms of gamers, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's definitely like significantly, predominantly white males.
Yeah, I need numbers on that.
For gamers or just for census?
Both.
I'm pulling up the census for you.
Pull up the census. So I'm trying to remember what I was going to say because I had a point and then I got a little distracted considering another point. But I don't even know what got me on this, to be honest with you. But I think
YouTubers and just the shit that you've been seeing on YouTube.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want people that aren't trying to.
You want other viewpoints.
You want as many perspectives on things as possible. And
that's true.
In order to get those perspectives, you can't whine when a new one shows up. Like, even if you can't whine because it's a new perspective, you can whine about it. Like, you can say, oh, this motherfucker is literally a fucking neo-Nazi weirdo. He shouldn't be here. But the fact that the space enabled another perspective to show up, that's commendable. That it was that one is really unfortunate. And that one shows up so often is pretty fucked up. But at least that's a problem we can now identify because the openness to having it show up was often I think people are very quick to say like Japan has a xenophobia problem, which it does. But that's acting like any other place doesn't have one too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by acting like, Japan only likes this and this and that, like, motherfucker, have you looked at this place? Like, it's kind of the same shit, though there's a little bit more boldness in making things that involve different kinds of people in the West, at least at the moment.
Yeah, there's a vulnerability there.
Yeah, but the amount of complaining that comes from the same people that are being buy this stuff up anyway. It's like, man, like if you're gonna be upset about the protagonist in this game being like even having a whiff of being gay, like, all right, fuck you then. Just duck out of the hobby, man, because obviously you're not interested in it. You're definitely not interested in it as like art. You're interested in it as something to massage yourself, massage yourself fucking rectally or phallically, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it does get back to like the function of games.
Yeah,
some of them are in there for some of the same reasons as TVs and movies, which is to bring other perspectives and to challenge your ways of thinking and your worldview a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's games that are just strictly there for like, as toys, as entertainment, as distractions and, immersions to distract you from the horrors of reality.
Yeah.
And then there's some overlap between the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there's more than enough shit in each of those categories that no one thing should be upsetting you.
Right.
Like when fucking Stellar Blade is coming out and they're changing up the costumes
they
or
changed
whatever.
the costumes a little bit. That's so
there's so many games, dude. It's just not worth your energy or time
fighting for that one
or branding
thing,
yourself as one of these warriors.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. I think the internet, I think people talking about games on the internet, I'm strictly talking about games just because of the podcast, but I think anything has been, the internet kind of tainted the way people interact with each other in regards to these kind of things. Because there's some people that are reasonable and know that the things they read online, mostly bullshit. There are some people who will parrot the shit they read or hear online constantly.
Just about everybody.
And then that will
it's
seed
like the
out.
whole thing of like, where'd you hear that? Where'd you get that?
Yeah,
when
and
you
it's
make
fucking-
something up, make up a stupid phrase or something.
Like,
it's like, oh, where'd you hear that?
Where'd you hear? Yeah,
'Cause there's no way you could have come up with a unique
came up with
idea.
that yourself. Yeah, that's one of those things where that comes up at me, and then sometimes someone will tell me something in a matter of fact kind of way, and I'll have to ask them where they got it, and they'll tell me it was from a fucking YouTube video. I'm like, what the fuck? No, why? That you need more than that. People online do not have the interest, and I know the irony of me saying this on a fucking podcast on the fucking internet, but people aren't interested in giving you the right information. They're not interested in informing you because the right information is oftentimes fucking boring. Because it's at that point the correct info is like static. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want an emotional reaction. They want to have their emotional reaction be validated. They want to be, they want their version of whatever story to be validated. And this isn't new. This isn't just an internet thing. This has been happening forever. This has been happening since, in all through human history. It's like the person who wins the war writes history, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. But you have this situation now where there's so many voices just spitting bullshit. It could be about benign stuff like, oh, the game was made this way, to fucking crazy shit like buying this thing means you're buying nuclear bombs for Uganda or some shit. I don't even fucking know. I'm just saying things.
Interesting.
But it's like
what if though?
What if? I mean, there are some things where you are supporting shitty causes by consuming certain things, and you need to be informed of that kind of thing. But you also need to be ready to inform yourself by doing at least, 20 minutes of research rather than the 15 seconds that it takes for you to scroll through and see, hey, this thing sucks because this. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just kind of, that's now your worldview.
And that's how a lot of people get their worldviews nowadays.
People are always looking to optimize.
Yeah,
it's like lost the thread.
For real, people are like min-maxing their fucking information, and in trying to do so, it's like, dog, you're trying to.
It's like, no, I don't need to go to the news. I follow a good number of TikTok accounts.
Yeah. Oh my god. If you tell me,
I don't trust mainstream media.
I don't trust mainstream, and then they
I
go.
trust Elon.
Oh my god. Like fuck Elon fucking Musk. Elon Musk is a dumb bitch, and I'm not saying that because of his his mental differences or anything. I'm saying that because he is a dumb bitch. He's stupid as shit. Not going to explain it right now because I don't have fucking time for that.
I do want to clarify on the race, sex, demographics thing.
Good.
Female is 50.5 of the U.S. versus 49.5, so slightly leaning female. With regard to race, white is 75% in the U.S.
Okay.
But they do break it down further between white, not Hispanic or Latino, 58%.
Okay.
So
it's pretty big.
It's a big one.
But look,
they don't have it for gamers.
I'm not worried about fucking gamers. Yeah. There are a lot of different fucking people. And oh my God.
I mean, I only say that because it's important to know what we're starting with.
Yeah.
Not that means that should dictate and drive the way that we think and curate the content and art that we produce for the majority.
Right.
It just goes to show that we don't want to like homogenize our thinking.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
Like going back to just like every competent and successful team and workplace and whatever it is, like all of them are more successful with new ideas to bounce against and new perspectives.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like there's just so much studies, so many studies, so much like data that drives that from every industry that it's absurd to like start rejecting that now because of like weird tribalism.
Fucking tribalism is absolutely the word. Yeah. I think a lot of people take life too seriously too. And I know I'm speaking in like serious terms, but I think like, I don't know, man, you live for only so long. What are some people doing,
Yeah.
Like why are they, what do they gain from trying to be fucking catered to constantly and then being so fucked up when finally something isn't catering to exactly them? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they get down this weird rabbit hole, I feel like, where it's like this with kind of anything that people enjoy too much. Something that's like more of an indulgence rather than something that you need to be eating and breathing and necessitating on life. Yeah. It's like, whether you like dessert too much or you like relaxing too much or you like fucking, gaming too much or watching movies too much and then you like run out.
Yeah.
It's like, dog, you got to go touch some grass, man. Yeah. You got to diversify.
You got to
learn a new skill.
Yeah.
Go learn pottery. Go learn a musical instrument. Like, diversify your fun time.
And when we're saying learn something, that doesn't mean start fucking speed running. Don't think you should start doing that. You need to do something completely unrelated to sitting in front of a screen. You need to do something that maybe collect something, maybe build something.
Everything can be good for you in
moderation.
In moderation.
Yeah, that's moderation. Yeah, you don't need.
Your diet will come as long as you eat in moderation. Right. Your volume and your types of food.
Yeah.
Just like diversify. Don't go to McDonald's every single day.
Don't go to fucking
eat a salad for one of your lunches.
Yeah.
Sprinkle in some greens. Like that's good for you. Go work out. You don't have to work out every single day for 2 hours.
Just do do a little bit. Even if you take
Mix
a walk,
up.
dog.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Something. It's so simple. It's really. It's not. Not everybody has access to all these kind of things. I know that. But it's so simple to just vary a little bit.
No, and I mean
and once you vary some,
it's not even just people. Like you think of mechanical machines, like cars. Like cars need to be driven every once in a while.
I mean, you need to rotate the tires. You need to just move parts.
It's just like mechanical systems rust and like get destroyed if they're left sitting for too long or they're not being used in different ways. You got to take your car on the highway once in a while. Otherwise, you start building up fucking bad fumes and you're not going to pass your oil test or your emissions test. Like you just gotta mix up life, mix up what you're doing, mix up what you're consuming, mix up who you're consuming from, mix up who you're talking to, who you're listening to.
It, right.
Don't sit in an echo chamber. Don't be satisfied circle jerking about the problems that plague you and your community. Like go hear from other people and start solving problems.
Go see what problems you have in common and solve them together. You know what I mean? Don't fucking try to beat like not everything's about beating somebody. In fact, almost nothing is about beating somebody. It's once it gets to that point, that's when it's actually a problem because it's usually a manufactured conflict. Like, that land's actually mine. What? No, it's not. It is. Start shooting. What the fuck? Like, fuck you. No, it's not. Like, who said?
The British.
Divine.
100 years ago.
God. What do you mean? God? Yeah, God said it was mine. Sorry. Can't.
Yeah, we're not trying to solve the Palestinian genocide on this podcast.
We're not trying to solve it, but holy shit. Listen.
I'm listening.
Life's too short to be fucking around being mad. I'm not mad. I'm just a little passionate. Fuck, you don't look. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be the only. You don't need to be number one. What is number one? What does that mean? That shit doesn't mean anything.
You know what? I can tie this into a game here. I'm gonna tie this into Nintendo World Championships.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
So bringing it back to games that we've been playing recently, I've been playing Nintendo World Championships.
Yeah.
And this game has been getting reasonably decent reviews. 7 out of 10s, I would say, across the board.
Yeah.
I really like it. I'm getting my money's worth. It's a $30 game, made by EPD4, smaller studio, Brain Age folks. A couple developers here making a little bit of a passion project, bringing some of that sauce from NES Remix and into the fold here on the Switch lifespan. And the first thing that people said out the gates are, oh my God, there's no leaderboards.
Yeah, there's
Why
no
aren't there
permanent
leaderboards?
Yeah.
I need to know how I'm ranked up against everybody else. I need to know how I'm ranked up against my friends. And Nintendo said, no, you don't. You don't need to know that. Here's what you need. We'll give you a week. You take all the time you need in this week. The challenge is 5 seconds long. Take all the time you need. Do it as many times as you want till you feel good. We're not going to show you how you're ranked up. So take all the time you want. Do your best. Do as good as you think you're going to do. And then walk away when you feel happy, satisfied, proud of the time that you got. And then you know what? We'll take the rest from there. At the end of the week, you can come back. You can see across the 5 challenges where you ranked up. A lot of times there is a genuinely best possible time.
Yeah, there's like a hard cap.
Yeah, and you'll tie with other people and you'll all be ranked first. It's good job, Good job. Nothing in the game rewards you for getting first in anything.
Yep.
It's like, okay, here you go. You got your first place, and now we're going to move on. We'll lock it in. We'll say this is the highest you've gotten on a world championship for this specific challenge. And so you can remember the fact that you did this at some point.
Yep.
But we're not going to put any of these like achievements or pins or icons, or we're not locking any of that shit.
It fucking all the way down to the fact that even in like the single player, you get grades from like C to S or some shit.
Yep.
And I was very surprised to find out nothing outside of one thing is locked behind S ranks. They just want you to get A's. Mostly. Yeah.
And A is very, like, the gap between A and S is gargantuan.
Yeah, oops.
Because even A, it goes A plus, A++, and then S.
Yeah.
And so it's like the game screams, we're not going to thrust you up against everybody else in the world at all times. The game screams, this is a game that you are going to impose as much challenge as you want to get out of it. We are not putting any of that challenge out in front of you.
Yep.
And listen, it's called Nintendo World Championships. There was a point where we were supporting that. We're pioneering esports in the late 80s. And it was fun. Everybody was a young child and having fun, and nobody knew what was the max possible strat. Nobody had the ability to go and practice shit over and over again.
No one was trying to make millions off of this shit.
Yeah, we're going to dump Super Mario Bros. 3 in front of people without ever having fucking seen it before. Yeah. They're going to have to go through it as fast as they can. Fucking raw, blind as 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it was all in good fun. Nobody was taking shit too seriously. Obviously, kids got upset when they lost because, what kid doesn't get upset when they
going to be upset when they lose, yeah.
But just a different time, different context, different place that the industry was at. Now they're trying to sort of bring us back to what's important, which is just like, it's the fun of it. It's you putting whatever pressure you want to put on yourself, and we're going to emphasize that. It's all self-imposed. You're doing what you want to do as much as you want to do it. You can perfect as much as you want to perfect. And like, that's all you, dog. Like you can quote 100% this game, with getting very like reasonably attainable scores.
Yeah, allegedly.
And like,
No,
and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to be constantly putting you up. We're not going to put these leaderboards, these permanent leaderboards against your friends or against the world to say, oh yeah, you're always going to be number 2. Or you're always going to be not the best.
1, 5, 6, 2,
Fucking
8.
forget about that shit, man. Forget about it. Stop getting wrapped up.
Yeah.
We understand that you want to keep competing and you want to see how good your friends are so that you can like be better than them
So
or whatever.
so you can
call them up. You can call them and be like, yo, how good you get. Like,
let me see that screenshot.
Yeah,
you can do that on your own accord.
You've always got that. But they're not going to put that in there as a permanent reminder. Well, what they're going to put in there is something so that you can do your best. And that's the end of it.
And on your time.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Is you do what you want to do, have your fun,
and
get your satisfaction and your own sort of self-pride and self-fulfillment out of it.
You live
and leave it at
enjoy
that. They put in exactly what they needed to put in to fucking emphasize the point, to emphasize what these fucking games are about, why they were made in the first place, and fucking leave it there. So I don't want to fucking hear these motherfuckers giving this game a 7 out of 10 and marking all these points down to be like, oh, I want to compete more. I'm not competing enough. I mean, obviously you're entitled to your opinion. I don't really fucking care what you say or what you give it, but that's just my 2 cents. I would give it more of like a 8.5. I wish there was more games.
Yeah, I wish there were more games.
I really hope they do a Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo Switch Online already has the rewind functionality, so it feels like a very attainable goal.
In fact, I think Nintendo World Championships actually uses the Nerd emulator in it with the Nintendo of Europe research and development.
Oh, that's funny.
Emulator anyway. So, fucking Nintendo World Championships is a weird thing for me because I think the repetition of these micro challenges is almost would make me resent the games, but who knows? I have a copy of the game now, so we'll see.
Well, I feel like it would make you resent it a lot fucking more if you had a perpetual reminder of like how much worse you were than other people.
If there was a leaderboard, a constant leaderboard, I'd probably never want to fucking touch it. Actually, like I'd probably be so demotivated that I would just be like, okay, I got to be on this. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
so, yeah. That's it is funny though that it's all sort of under the umbrella of speedrunning. Like it has the same fucking speedrunning timer.
Yeah, the timer that a lot of speedrunners use. The timer looks
like
just
it's very
like
on the nose of what they're tapping into, like the whole SGDQ, AGDQ shit. Yeah. Which even that though, like I feel like there's a point to be made there because even those big competitions that people watch, those are almost never like the world records or anything.
Yeah, those are never just exhibitions.
Yeah,
those
it's
are
just an exhibition of someone
sometimes
showing
world records
their talent.
happen there.
It has happened. It's very fucking rare.
It's rare
because again, people are gonna like constantly restart if they do like a minor fuck up or whatever. They're constantly tuning and perfecting shit. They know what's risky. They know what's not. Like, but at the end of the day, so few people watch that shit.
Yeah,
people might watch a world record run that gets recorded, but what they want to see is like the community aspect, the camaraderie, doing it in the moment, like the fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they want to see it as a show, not a
Yeah, exactly.
But even further though, you don't need to be someone who can put on that kind of show. A lot of people are impressed by less than perfect.
Right.
For real, like you can be like, oh, I can do. If you can just, a lot of people are just good if you can say, oh, I can beat this game in an hour, even if the like world record time is 20 minutes. They'll just be like, oh, what? It took me this long to beat it. And you show them some tricks and they're like, oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't give a fuck. You don't get points for that.
Yeah.
You don't get social points. I mean, if you do get social points for that, you're probably hanging with the wrong group of people. I'm going to be real with you. But, you know, any amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Any amount of stuff. Are we good?
I think we might be good.
I think we might be good.
Yeah, we're at 35 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
we're good. We're
That's
good.
a good little.
There's plenty. Just
little
good
speed run episode.
Get it? All right, higher fans.
We brought it back. We brought it back to the games at the end of the day.
That's true. We did. Higher fans, no.
Don't. It's not going to be a higher fans, but I'm going to remind people because we're old enough that if anybody 5+ years younger than us ever listened to this, might be news to them. There's a movie that came out about Nintendo World Championships.
Oh yeah,
called The Wizard, starring Fred Savage.
Yeah, and
somebody else.
Starring Fred Savage and a pedophile. Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. Happens every time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fred Savage though, He's got his rival has the fucking power glove.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
Oh, oops. And but anyway, so it's about their journey to like go get to the World Championships, Nintendo World Championships, like fucking Little Miss Sunshine style.
Yeah,
like they want to go across the country and finally make it and enter and play some video games, and they unveil Super Mario Bros. 3 at the end of it. And it's fucking wild and hype. And it's not a very good movie.
It's not. Oh my god, that movie is so fucking boring. If you watch it now, I'm not even kidding.
It's not a very good movie.
That movie is not very good at all.
But for me and for probably most people that sort of like grew up and saw it one time on TV, like there is an element of nostalgia there of just like times gone by.
Yeah,
and
like not having all the information without going to get it.
A different world. Like it's a bit of a time capsule that way. So there's something valuable there. But yeah, so I'll just kind of leave it at that. Operate and watch at your own risk. And I'll just kind of leave it at that.
All right. That works. That works. That's good. Yeah.
All right. We have a Gmail. The Memory Leak Podcast at gmail.com.
We do need to check it today.
We probably need to do a thing where we check it before every episode.
There might be some stuff in there that we could address. But yeah, okay, let's go through. Let's not tell everybody we don't check.
Give us a like, a comment, a subscribe. Hit us up. We're at Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. So yeah, we're around. We're vibing. We're hanging out.
Yeah,
it's been a lull of games. I think some more shit's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, but I think we're in a good place for me to catch up on the stuff I bought over the last like couple of years. And
then we can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it in full.
Oh, and Emio the Smiling Man comes out soon.
Oh yeah, it does. Oops.
Can talk about Famicom Detective Club one of these days.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We got a slate. Until next time.
Good night.
Gamers.
Good night. Is it just the square? Stop.